It starts slowly. You're reading the newspaper and the words feel fuzzy. You squint at the clock and can't quite make out the numbers. But what if that wasn't aging? It was missing nutrients. There's one tiny seed most seniors ignore that may help sharpen your vision, protect your retina, and guard against the silent vision loss creeping up after 60. And no, it's not carrots. This seed is small, green, and usually tossed into trail mix without a second thought. But what's hiding inside could be a game changer for tired, blurry eyes. It's called the pumpkin seed. And if your vision has been fading faster than you expected, especially at night, there's a good chance your eyes are quietly starving for one nutrient that pumpkin seeds happen to deliver in spades: zinc. Zinc isn't just another mineral. It's the silent courier that delivers vitamin A to your retina, specifically to the cells that create melanin, the pigment that protects your eye from light damage. When zinc levels fall too low, your eyes start to suffer. Seniors deficient in zinc often struggle with seeing in dim light, take longer to adjust when they walk from a sunny street into a shaded room, and deal with a kind of low-grade blurriness they can't quite explain. Pumpkin seeds pack more zinc than almost any other plant-based food, around 7 milligrams per ounce. But that's not all. They also carry lutein, a protective compound that slows down the very condition responsible for central vision loss in aging adults: macular degeneration. Alongside it is vitamin E, which helps lower inflammation and oxidative stress in the delicate tissues of your eye. A clinical trial involving more than 1,000 seniors found that combining zinc with lutein over time reduced the risk of advanced macular degeneration by up to 25%. That's not a marketing claim. That's peer-reviewed, published science. But here's what matters most. Pumpkin seeds don't work like a pain pill. You don't feel instant relief. Instead, they go to work silently, building your vision resilience from the inside. And over weeks and months, your retina starts to respond. To get the most out of them, skip the salted, roasted versions in snack packs. High heat can destroy the fragile antioxidants your eyes need most. Instead, opt for raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. You can soak them overnight and dry them at low heat, or simply eat them straight after a light toast. Stir them into oatmeal, blend them into smoothies, or even try pumpkin seed butter, which makes nutrients easier to absorb, especially for seniors with digestion issues. It's not about trends, it's about consistency. 2 tablespoons a day may not sound like much, but for your eyes, it can be the start of a quiet, powerful repair. Coming up next, a seed you probably already own, but never knew could support your eyes from the inside out. If you've ever opened your spice drawer and caught a faint whiff of licorice, you've probably met this next seed. It's light, fragrant, and usually overlooked, unless you're making a cup of tea or spicing up a curry. But for your eyes, fennel seeds could be doing far more than adding flavor. They might be quietly nourishing the tiny blood vessels that keep your vision clear and sharp. Here's the surprising part. Fennel seeds aren't just good for digestion. They contain compounds that support something most seniors have never even heard about: the microvascular system behind the eye. That's the network of ultrafine blood vessels that feed oxygen and nutrients to the retina. And when those vessels become stiff, clogged, or inflamed, which happens more often with age, vision begins to suffer. Not suddenly, silently. But fennel seeds contain flavonoids and vitamin C, 2 natural compounds that help counteract oxidative stress, the cellular kind that slowly wears down your optic nerve and retina over time. And that's not theory. A study published in the Journal of Ocular Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that fennel seed extract significantly improved blood flow in animals showing early signs of glaucoma. Even more impressive? It reduced intraocular pressure and protected the retinal tissue from further damage, all within just a few weeks. One of fennel's superpowers is a plant compound called anethole, a natural anti-inflammatory that supports tear production and reduces swelling around the eyes. If your eyes often feel dry, itchy, or fatigued after meals or screen time, there's a good chance it's tied to inflammation, and fennel may help put out that internal fire. So how do you actually use it? The simplest way is to steep a teaspoon of fennel seeds in hot water after meals and sip it like tea. It's gentle, refreshing, and gives your digestion and your eyes a double boost. Some seniors chew the seeds raw after eating, which freshens breath while delivering the active compounds straight through the bloodstream. You don't need much. A teaspoon or so a day, taken consistently, can begin to shift how your eyes respond to stress and strain. This isn't a supplement with side effects. It's a spice, a humble kitchen staple that's been used in traditional medicine for centuries. But what modern science is now confirming is that fennel seeds may play a real role in preventing the kind of micro-damage that leads to chronic eye problems later in life. You won't feel it immediately. No magic moment of sudden clarity. But over time, as inflammation quiets down and blood flow improves, many seniors report less dryness, less glare sensitivity, and smoother focus, especially after reading or watching TV for extended periods. Still think your spice rack is just for flavor? The next time you reach for fennel, think of it as fuel for your eyes. Coming up next, a common seed with a surprising nutrient most people throw away without realizing it could preserve their central vision. You've probably had sunflower seeds before, maybe at a baseball game, tossed in a salad, or mixed into granola. But if you're like most people, you've been eating them in the wrong form. Roasted, salted, packaged with additives. And in the process, you've unknowingly stripped away one of the most powerful nutrient combinations your aging eyes desperately need. Here's why sunflower seeds deserve a second look, especially if you're over 60 and want to preserve your sharp central vision. Inside each of these tiny kernels is a rare cocktail of eye-supporting nutrients: vitamin E, selenium, zinc, and copper. These four work together like a defense team, guarding the delicate structures inside your eye from oxidative stress, inflammation, and blood vessel damage. Vitamin E is the real star here. It's a fat-soluble antioxidant that protects the photoreceptor cells in your retina from oxidative damage. Think of it as armor for your eyes. In fact, the famous age-related eye disease study, known as AREDS, funded by the National Eye Institute, found that high-dose vitamin E, when combined with other nutrients, reduced the risk of macular degeneration progression by 25% in seniors at high risk. Macular degeneration is what steals your ability to read, recognize faces, or see fine detail. And for many older adults, it sneaks up slowly. It's not painful, it's not sudden, but it is progressive. That's why getting enough vitamin E every single day matters. But there's more. Sunflower seeds also contain selenium, a trace mineral that boosts the power of antioxidants in your body, and copper, which helps maintain the structure of eye tissue. Many older adults are low in these trace elements, and the result isn't just fuzzy vision. It's poor night focus, sensitivity to glare, slower adjustment when going from light to dark. And then there's zinc again, the same eye-protecting mineral found in pumpkin seeds. When combined with vitamin E, its protective effect is amplified, especially in preventing the kind of cellular breakdown that leads to macular thinning. So how do you make the most of sunflower seeds? Start by ditching the roasted, salted kind. High heat kills vitamin E. Sodium causes water retention and increases eye pressure. Go for raw, unsalted sunflower seeds instead. One small handful a day, about an ounce, is enough to supply nearly half of your daily vitamin E needs. You can grind them into smoothies, mix them into oatmeal, stir them into plain Greek yogurt, or even blend them into homemade seed butter. The key is keeping them raw and keeping it consistent. It's not about eating more. It's about eating smart. These aren't just seeds. They're sight-supporting powerhouses that work silently in the background, helping your retina stay clear, focused, and protected from age-related stress. If your eyes feel dry after reading or blurry after meals, it may not be age. It could be blood sugar swings or mild dehydration, and that's where this next seed comes in. It's tiny, it's black, and it's probably sitting in your kitchen cabinet without you realizing how powerful it really is. We're talking about chia seeds, one of the most overlooked vision supporters in the senior diet. What makes chia seeds different from the others isn't just what's inside. It's what they do once they're inside your body. These seeds are rich in ALA, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that your body converts into DHA. DHA is the structural fat that makes up nearly 60% of the photoreceptor cells in your retina. That's right, your eyes are literally built from this fat, and if you're not getting enough of it, your vision may begin to suffer. In a clinical study published in Investigative Ophthalmology and Visual Science, seniors with higher DHA intake had a 38% lower risk of developing advanced macular degeneration. That's not a coincidence. That's biochemistry. But there's more. Chia seeds have a unique ability to absorb water, up to 12 times their weight. When soaked, they form a gel-like texture thanks to their soluble fiber. This gel slows digestion, flattens blood sugar spikes, and helps deliver nutrients more slowly and steadily, something your eyes absolutely love. Here's why that matters. Unstable blood sugar isn't just a diabetes problem. Even mild spikes can damage the fragile capillaries behind your retina. These capillaries are like tiny pipelines feeding oxygen and nutrients to your eye cells, and when they get inflamed or weakened, your vision clarity starts to fade, sometimes permanently. Chia helps cushion that blow by stabilizing glucose and reducing the oxidative stress that accelerates capillary damage. So how do you use it? The best way is to soak 1 to 2 tablespoons of chia seeds in water overnight. In the morning, the seeds will have expanded into a soft, gel-like texture. Stir them into your oatmeal, blend them into a smoothie, or mix them into yogurt. You can even make a quick chia pudding by adding a touch of cinnamon or fruit. Just make sure they're soaked. Your body absorbs the nutrients far more efficiently that way. This isn't a quick fix, but it's a quiet, powerful addition to your daily rhythm. With consistent use, many seniors notice not just better hydration, but fewer cloudy vision moments after meals and longer stretches of eye comfort while reading or watching TV. These little seeds may be small, but they're mighty, especially when it comes to the two biggest threats to aging eyes: inflammation and blood sugar. Keep them soaked, keep them steady, and let them do their quiet work, day by day. Coming up next, a bold black seed with ancient roots and modern science backing its ability to reduce eye pressure and protect your optic nerve like nothing else. Some call it black cumin. Others know it as Nigella, or simply black seed. But whatever name you've heard, there's one thing that's becoming clear. This tiny, bitter seed is gaining serious attention for what it does to one of the most overlooked problems in aging eyes: intraocular pressure. Now, that might sound technical, but the reality is simple. As we age, fluid pressure inside the eye can slowly increase, putting strain on the optic nerve. It's one of the leading causes of vision loss, especially in seniors. And the most dangerous part? You often feel nothing at all, no pain, no symptoms, until the damage is already happening. That's why Nigella seeds are so exciting to researchers. Inside these jet black seeds is a compound called thymoquinone, a powerful antioxidant and anti-inflammatory agent that specifically targets the optic nerve and retina. In one peer-reviewed study published in Evidence-Based Complementary and Alternative Medicine, glaucoma patients who took black seed oil daily saw their intraocular pressure drop by 24% in just 6 weeks. That's not a small improvement. It's the kind that could mean the difference between long-term vision and gradual loss. But that's only part of the story. Nigella seeds also improve circulation to the eye, and poor blood flow is one of the silent contributors to aging vision. When the retina doesn't get enough oxygen or nutrients, the photoreceptor cells begin to thin and die off, leading to issues like tunnel vision, slower focus transitions, and even visual fatigue. But thymoquinone helps by relaxing blood vessels and boosting nitric oxide production, which widens those tiny capillaries and improves nutrient delivery. This isn't a caffeine jolt or a flashy supplement. It's slow internal support, exactly what your eyes need to age with grace and strength. So how do you use it? You've got two solid options. First, the traditional route, chewing a small pinch of raw Nigella seeds daily. The taste is intense, but the benefits are real. Second, and more popular for most seniors, is black seed oil. Just a half teaspoon mixed into warm water with a little honey each morning is enough to begin building support from the inside out. Want to boost absorption? Add the oil to tea or drizzle it over roasted veggies. As long as it's cold-pressed and organic, you're getting the full spectrum of benefits. And remember, consistency is what matters most. Many seniors report clearer vision, reduced eye fatigue, and less dryness within weeks of steady use. This isn't some mystical remedy. It's an ancient seed, backed by modern research, doing what no surgery or supplement can, quietly restoring pressure balance and oxygen flow to the tissues that matter most. You may have walked right past it at the grocery store, or maybe you've tasted it in Indian food without ever knowing what it was. But what ancient cultures once called the seed of longevity, modern science now sees as a natural defender against blood sugar-induced eye damage, especially in seniors. This is Fenugreek, a tiny, bitter-tasting seed with a powerful purpose. Here's what's so fascinating. If your eyes get red in the afternoons, if you find yourself blinking more than usual, or if your vision gets fuzzy after meals, there's a chance your blood sugar is silently affecting your retina. You don't need to be diabetic. Even modest sugar spikes can cause damage over time. Tiny cracks in the blood vessels, increased inflammation, and oxidative stress that slowly chips away at your visual clarity. Fenugreek targets this problem at the root. In a 2021 study published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences, daily supplementation with fenugreek was shown to lower blood glucose levels by up to 30%, while also significantly reducing oxidative stress in the retina. That's a big win, because the combination of sugar and oxidative stress is what accelerates conditions like cataracts, blurred vision, and even diabetic retinopathy in aging adults. But fenugreek brings another benefit too. It's one of the few seeds that contain naturally high levels of lutein, a yellow antioxidant that concentrates in the macula, the small area in your eye responsible for sharp central vision. Lutein acts like internal sunglasses. It absorbs harmful blue light and shields your retina from the damage of sunlight and screen exposure. Most seniors don't get enough lutein, and without it, the macula becomes vulnerable, thinning over time and compromising your ability to focus, drive, or read comfortably. So, how do you actually use Fenugreek? The best method is simple and time-tested. Soak a teaspoon of fenugreek seeds in water overnight, then drink the water first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. It may taste a little bitter, but that bitterness is part of its healing power. It stimulates digestion, supports metabolism, and helps moderate blood sugar before your first meal of the day. If drinking the water isn't your style, you can also grind the seeds into a fine powder and add it to soups, stews, or warm cereal. Some seniors even roast them gently to reduce the bitterness and then crush them into teas or seed blends. As always, the secret is consistency, not quantity. A small daily amount builds protection over time. The result? Less sugar-driven eye fatigue, sharper clarity in the afternoons, and a subtle but steady improvement in how your eyes recover after close work or screen time. It's not a miracle, it's maintenance, gentle, ancient, and backed by hard science. If there's one seed that deserves a permanent place in every senior's daily routine, it's this one. Small, brown, and usually tucked away in the baking aisle, flax seeds might just be the most potent protector of your eyesight you've never seriously considered. They've long been praised for digestion and heart health, but for your eyes, they may be doing far more than you realize. What makes flax seeds so special is their unmatched content of ALA, alpha-linolenic acid, a plant-based omega-3 fatty acid that your body converts into DHA, the exact fat your retina is made of. In fact, DHA is the dominant structural fat found in your retina's photoreceptor cells. And when levels of it decline, as they naturally do with age, your retina can begin to thin, your contrast sensitivity drops, and your risk of macular degeneration skyrockets. But that's where flax comes in. A landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who consumed high ALA diets had a 40% reduced risk of developing advanced macular degeneration. That's not a small number. That's a massive reduction in risk from something you can add to your breakfast with a single spoonful. But flax doesn't stop there. It also fights inflammation in the capillaries behind the eye, the delicate blood vessels responsible for feeding oxygen and nutrients to your retina and optic nerve. These vessels are fragile, and over time, elevated blood sugar or blood pressure can cause them to leak fluid into the eye, resulting in blurred vision or even retinal swelling. Flax helps prevent this by calming inflammation and strengthening vessel walls. And here's something most people don't know. You can't absorb the nutrients in flax unless it's ground. Whole flax seeds just pass through your system undigested. So if you've been sprinkling whole seeds on your oatmeal or salad, you've been missing out on all the good stuff. Always choose freshly ground flaxseed and store it in the fridge to protect the oils from spoiling. Just 1 tablespoon a day is enough. Mix it into yogurt, blend it into your smoothie, stir it into soups or fold it into homemade seed butter. Don't cook it at high heat. Those delicate omega-3s don't like it. But add it raw and consistently, and you're giving your eyes a daily dose of structural support they desperately need. Over time, seniors who take flax consistently report better contrast, less strain during screen time, more moisture and dry eyes, and even fewer floaters clouding their view. It's not flashy. It's not expensive. But it works. And when you add flax to everything else we've covered in this video, you're not just preventing eye disease. You're rebuilding the very cells that allow you to see the world clearly. Now the question becomes, how do you use all 7 seeds together without turning breakfast into a science project? Stick around, because next, we're going to show you the easiest way to combine every single seed in this video into one simple, delicious meal that your eyes and your taste buds will thank you for. You don't need 7 different meals. You don't need a complicated recipe book. And you definitely don't need to count grams, milligrams, or micrograms. All it takes is one simple breakfast, built with intention, to nourish your eyes with everything they need to stay strong, focused, and protected. Start with a bowl of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt, or kefir. This becomes the creamy, protein-rich base that helps your body absorb fat-soluble nutrients like lutein, vitamin E, and ALA more effectively. The probiotics also support digestion, which means you'll extract more of the goodness from every seed you add. Next, stir in 1 tablespoon of freshly ground flaxseed. This is your structural builder, the DHA precursor that feeds your retina and cushions your optic nerve from inflammation. Ground is key. If it's whole, your body just won't break it down. Keep it fresh, keep it cool, and stir it in daily. Then, add 1 teaspoon of chia seeds, but only if you've soaked them overnight in water. When they're soaked, they create that gel-like texture your eyes love. This hydrates your body from within, helps stabilize your morning blood sugar, and slows digestion so nutrients release gently throughout the day. Now sprinkle in half a teaspoon of black seed, Nigella, either raw or as cold-pressed oil. If you're using the oil, drizzle it gently across the top. This is your optic nerve protector, your pressure stabilizer. It doesn't take much, but it does need to be consistent. Take 1 teaspoon of soaked fenugreek seeds and mix them in. The yogurt softens their natural bitterness, and in return, you get powerful blood sugar regulation and retinal antioxidant support, especially helpful if your vision tends to dip after meals. Add a pinch of raw, unsalted sunflower seeds for vitamin E, zinc, and selenium. These are your macula defenders. They help protect against glare, improve contrast, and build resistance to oxidative stress, especially important for those who drive or read often. And don't forget pumpkin seeds. Just a small handful gives your body the zinc it needs to shuttle vitamin A into your retina, sharpening night vision and helping your eyes adapt better to changes in light. Want a little sweetness? Top it all off with a few slices of mango or blueberries. They're rich in anthocyanins and carotenoids, which enhance everything you're already doing with the seeds. Think of them as your antioxidant bonus round. You're done. 1 bowl, 7 seeds, no gimmicks, no supplements. Just real food, carefully chosen, clinically backed, and built to keep your eyesight strong for years to come. Eat this consistently, and you're not just enjoying breakfast. You're practicing long-term eye care, the kind that no pill can promise and no commercial ever tells you about. It's natural, it's nourishing, and it's entirely within your control. If you've made it this far, you're not like most people. Most seniors don't finish health videos. Most won't take a second look at something as simple as a seed. But you're still here, because deep down, you know the truth. Your vision isn't fading because you're getting old. It's fading because your eyes are missing the very building blocks they need to stay alive, alert, and focused. Every seed we've covered today is backed by real science. Clinical studies, human trials, no hype, no supplements. Just food. Real, whole, overlooked food that costs almost nothing and offers everything. This is where most people stop. They get inspired, maybe even motivated, but then life gets busy and the habits fade. But that's not you. Because the next time you feel your eyes straining to focus, or squint at the page, or lose clarity after a long day, you'll know exactly what to do. You'll know that in your own kitchen, right now, is the power to rebuild your vision, 1 spoonful at a time. Start with just 1 seed, then another. Let your breakfast become your medicine. Let consistency be your secret. Your future self, the one still reading the fine print in 10 years, will thank you. So now the question isn't what will these seeds do for your eyes? It's what will your eyes finally allow you to see that you've been missing all along. That part, you'll discover for yourself.